Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Super Mega World Series, and we've wrapped around the bracket a few times now, heading into Game 4 of the Georgia versus Houston quarterfinals matchup here. So the Houston Apollos looking to try and battle back to even the series at 2 apiece. They'll have to do that behind the arm of Nick Dieguez. They'll see if they can hold off the Georgia Soultakers with a win today. The Georgia Soultakers will advance in the bracket. As you can see, they would be the first team to do that, as every series is currently sitting at 2-1. And we'll see who can come out on top in this next matchup. This will be the last time we see the Corral in the quarterfinals. So we'll see if that helps out the Apollos, or if this will end up being the Georgia Soultakers taking another one at the Corral. So we set the lineup for the Soultakers. We head over to the other side. We'll take a look at the Apollos lineup. A few tense individuals. Perry Quaker will be sitting out for this one. We'll see Bobby Bash get the start at first base, his secondary position. So we'll see how comfortable he feels over there. Also looking for, I believe, his first hit in the series so far. Stockton Brickhouse is still tense. So we'll see if he can overcome that tense mojo. Yeah, he has not gotten a hit in 9 at-bats. So we'll see what happens. But he's still out there. You have to rely on big bats like that. But we'll see if he can right the ship here at the Corral. We have been getting a lot of really fun, really entertaining baseball, and I hope you've been enjoying the series. Again, keep me posted on your thoughts around how this has all been structured. I'm really excited for the second round of this tournament, where you're going to see a little surprise that I have cooked up for everyone, and I'm very, very pumped to have that seeing it out there during these games. So Nick Dieguez, the 10th round pick from the Freebooters, will stand on the mound for One Boys Apollos. We'll see if he can quiet the very potent offense of the Soultakers, and he does so far with the first strikeout in the first at bat of this game. Here comes Bloop Michaels, the Wild Pigs, the second baseman of the Wild Pigs. Pulls one foul here. We'll put one right up the middle in his center field, past the glove of Nick Dieguez, and a one-out base hit will get the Soultakers on the base paths. For Snag Roper, who's batting .500 with an RBI and locked in currently. Really solid hitting statistics, but pretty slow. Bloop Michaels quick behind the plate, or over there at first base, and we'll see Fiona Clark behind the plate. Snag Roper sends one to deep center field. This one hops the wall, bounces away from Jose Tremendo, who will get cannon arm activated, but it's going to be an RBI double. Snag Roper sends it, or slides into second base. Bloop Michaels flying around the bases, scoring from first, and first soul taken for the Soultakers here in the first inning against Nick Dieguez. And another ball down the left field line. This one heading into the corner, but it's going to be cut off by Cash Basket. Runner heading home, and Snag Roper will slide in safely as the ball was cut by Guns Jackman. And big Hieronymus Jackson single there, RBI single, scoring the slower runner from second base. Still only one out. Jeb Jumps comes up. He pulls the first pitch he sees, but well foul and out of play. Nick Dieguez tense right now, not having a good start here after that first pitch strikeout, or first at-bat strikeout. Whiffer activates on an 0-2, takes ball high. See if Dieguez can get out of this inning unscathed. He'll get the strikeout there. Jeb jumps way ahead of the off-speed pitch. And we'll see 2 outs and a runner on first for Grunt Manley. Talking about struggling in this in this tournament series, Grunt Manley still hitless as well. See if that changes in this at-bat. Swings through the first pitch late on the 90-mile-an-hour fastball. And an off-speed pitch dropping out of the zone will be a push foul, 1-2 count. Dieguez gets another pop foul here. Strikeout might get him back his mojo, and it does happen as Grunt Manley throws the bat down and the inning ends. But 3 hits for the Soultakers, and they take a 2-0 lead in the top of the first. So Apollo's looking to try and respond right away, starting with Cash Basket, the freebooter left fielder, with Tier 3 power and contact versus lefties. Joffrey Rockman, the 22nd round pick the last pick of the original draft for the Soultakers, and Prack Nasty with the Moose starter will get a fly out to left field. Hieronymus Jackson comes charging in. We'll get to that in time for out number 1. So Cash Basket goes down, and now Oakley Stiffs batting .375 with a solo home run. Tier 2 bad ball hitter. Rockman with some really great accuracy, so he's going to be painting the corners here. Not much junk to work with, but good velocity. 1-2 count, and Stiffs will foul one back. 4 pitches for Rockman. The 4-seam, the cutter. Nice diving play from Henry Hamster. He gets up, tosses across, and Grunt Manley will catch that for out number 2. So nice play from the third baseman diving towards the line, and fortunately he's got a very slow runner heading down the line, so he had enough time to recover, settle himself before tossing to first. Rip Dingers comes in, tier 3 power versus lefties, and he'll swing through strike 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Joffrey Rockman. The Moose, the aging Moose veteran, shuts down this Apollo lineup in the first inning. So we'll see if the Soultakers continue their hot streak here at the offense, as it'll be 7-8-9, and Dieguez did get his mojo back. It's going to start things off with a 1-pitch grounder to first base, or to second base, excuse me. Annabelle Stokes is going to toss that over to first for out number 1. Frank Battery comes up, batting .250. He's been durable, but not very productive offensively for the team so far. Dieguez really needs a quick inning here if he wants to settle in and salvage his bullpen. 2-2 count. And Frank Battery will push it down the first base line, and it just lands foul over the first base bag. And another strikeout for Nick Dieguez. So he struck out, got all 3 outs via strikeout in the first inning. In the second inning here, he has gotten 2 outs, 1 via the strikeout. So 4 out of 5 outs come via the way of the strikeout. So Nick Dieguez, despite the struggles in that first inning, has been effective. 1-2 count here. And York Sachs will push it foul, staying alive. Not the best hitter. And there's strike 3. So Nick Dieguez kind of a tale of two experiences here. He had a really tough first inning, but striking out like batters like crazy right now. 5 in 2 innings. Very impressive for Dieguez. Guns Jackman will come up, batting .375 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. A big threat here for Joffrey Rockman. Despite not having RBI Hero activated, he is still a very scary bat to deal with. And it'll be a base hit down the left field line, all the way in the corner. Hieronymus Jackson will come up throwing, locked in. His arm gets a little bit better, but Guns is not the fastest runner on this team, so he held up at first base. And a leadoff single for the Apollos is a great way to start if you want to get back into this one. Now, another way to get a good momentum swing here would see Stockton Brickhouse, despite being tense, see if he can overcome with a base hit. No ace exterminator, as Joffrey is a B-plus pitcher. Gets a strike there, 1-2 count, and a dribbler to third. Hamster over to Bloop Michaels, over to Manley, ends the rally here in the bottom of the second inning. And we'll see Jeffrey Rockman with a mojo boost as it went 5-4-3 around the horn. And of course, as you're a Soul Taker, you'll love to see it. Bobby Bash comes up, swings through strike 1 there. He is locked in, and he'll get a base hit, an off-speed pitch. That's what he likes to see. Sends it into center field, and a 2-out single will drop Rockman's mojo back down to neutral. And now Fiona Clark will come up with Tier 3 power versus lefties, but not much contact to speak of. Good speed over there at first base. And a base hit up the middle, so Fiona Clark comes through. Runners on first and second with 2 outs, and a 2-out rally happening for the Apollos. Don't say it isn't over yet. 429 average for Jose Tremendo with 1 home run and 3 RBIs. He is locked in right now, looking to see if he can help his team out. He swings way late through strike 1 on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and then unfortunately lines straight to Grunt Manley to end the inning. So some maybe breaking Rockman down just a little bit there, as they did get 3 hits in that inning. Unfortunately, they couldn't get anything out of it. Some good defense happening from Henry Hamster, which is great because he's not doing much with the bat, batting 143 so far on the tournament. He does have 1 RBI, but not very productive. And so you hope to at least see him doing something well in some area as he pops up to shortstop. Guns Jackman making an easy out there. And here's number 2 hitter, Bloop Michaels, the number 1 pick for the Soultakers, batting 364. He has a base hit earlier in this game. Came around to score on a Snag Roper double. Pop foul, and he falls behind 0-2. Takes a ball low. That one's pulled foul, so 1-2 count remains. And Bloop Michaels, that's more than a bloop, as that's a blast to left field, and that's going to get out of here. That soul has been reaped and sent to the Shadow Realm. Soultakers will add another to the lead, 420. Bloop Michaels with his first home run of the tournament, and is a 3-0 lead for the Soultakers. And Nick Dieguez continues his struggles against the top of this lineup. And we'll see what he does against Snag Roper, who had an RBI double, and he'll keep the streak going as he gets a base hit up the middle. So he's standing on first base with 1 out. Hieronymus Jackson will walk up 1 for 1 with an RBI single, batting .636 on the tournament with 1 home run and 6 RBIs. Looking to see if he can add to those numbers. Tier 3 outside pitch activated on anything on the other outside half of the plate. Pitch is inside here, so 1-1 count with 1 out. Hieronymus whiffs through that curveball, strike 2. And he'll chase inside. Hieronymus Jackson goes down swinging. Another strikeout for Nick Dieguez. His 6th in 8 outs. That's just crazy how effective he is when he is missing bats. Jeb Jumps is one of those individuals that struck out last time. And he'll pop up shallow right field, right behind second base, and Annabella Stokes gets to it quickly, calls it, and that will end the inning. But Bloop Michaels extends the lead to 3 as he hit a solo shot, and Nick Dieguez is still trying to figure out what he can do against some of these batters. In the meantime, we'll see if the Apollos can continue to get some base runners, as they got 3 hits in the last inning. Annabella Stokes sends it to deep center field. This one's carrying. It's got a chance, and it's going to get out of here into the Soultaker bullpen. And Annabella Stokes showing some pop, not something she's known for. I believe that's her 2nd home run of the yes, it is. 2nd home run of the tournament, and that is a 3-1 ball game now, as the 9-hitter shows up big for the Apollos. At least somebody is showing some production for this Apollos baseball team. Cash Basket 0 for 1 today, 0 for the tournament so far. Still has those 2 traits perked, and that'll help her out as she gets a base hit past the second baseman into center field, and that'll be a single after the home run, and the Apollos have something cooking here. Oakley Stiffs batting .333. He grounded out to third on a really nice play from Henry Hamster in his last at-bat. We'll see if he can figure out how to get through the infield. This one blasted high to right field, carrying up against the wall, and off the wall. Juan Rojas cannot play it properly. He catches it off the wall, but he just had to reach his glove up, and that is a very, very, very long single. I don't know how deep it is to right field, but that was 1 foot less than the home run distance there. And Charlie Best will come in to replace Joffrey Rockman, so they're already going to the bullpen here. Bloop Michaels with a nice diving play, tries to go to second base, and that's the worst decision he could have made. The runner reaches second safely, and it's an infield single. Maybe an error, depending on how you look at it, but now Guns Jackman in a prime opportunity with Tier 3 contact versus, or I'm sorry, RBI hero, and he's locked in right now in a high-pressure situation. Charlie Best is locked in, but things are getting really tense. A grounder to Bloop Michaels, Snag Roper over to first, and a double play. And you love to see that, but a run does score, as there were no outs yet, so now 2 outs and a runner on third. Guns Jackman does get the RBI there, but not the result that you were hoping for from your big RBI hero. But it does make this ball game 3-2. Stockton's still tense, but now has Ace Exterminator activated, and he'll hit it just off the barrel, and it's going to fly out to center field. Yoink Sacks will call that to end the inning, but a big rally here as they knock out the starting pitcher. They get a home run from Annabella Stokes, and then an RBI ground out from Guns Jackman will put them right back in this ball game. 3-2 in the top of the fourth. Nick Diego is still on the mound for the Apollos, and a base hit to left center field. Gonna roll all the way to the wall, slowly into one of the deepest parts of the park in that little nook, and Cash Basket trying to get it in quickly. Runner heading to third base, sliding in safely with a huge triple there, and I didn't even catch who that was. It might have been Rip Dingers who hit that to left center field. We'll have to double check here in just a little bit. I don't think it is, because that seems like he's faster than Rip Dingers is. Juan Rojas, who misplayed that high, deep fly ball in the last half inning, will capitalize on this one as he sends it to right center field, so they're popping both sides of the corners in the outfield, and that's going to be an RBI single for Juan Rojas. After the big triple, they respond with an RBI single, and one of those runs they get right back, so 4-2. Frank Battery comes up batting 200 now. He's 0 for 1 today. Runner on first with good speed. Not as good as the arm of Fiona Clark. Pulled foul here, and it'll be 1-2 for Dieguez, who's still tense. And he'll take a ball inside here. And another pulled foul. So Frank Battery staying alive. Just whittling that pitch count down as there's called strike 3. Frank Battery goes down. And the 7th strikeout for Nick Dieguez here. What a confusing day for him. He'll get pulled down for Atlanta Lantana. He went 3 1/3 innings, which is 10 outs, and he threw 7 strikeouts. He also allowed 4 runs, and that runner on first is his responsibility. Atlanta Lantana, I think this is her first appearance, and that's a grounder misplayed by Guns Jackman heading to second base, and the runner could not get there in time as they had to decide whether that was going to be caught on a fly. Instead, it's going to be a fielder's choice, runner out at second base, and that'll be out number 2. And runner on first is tense now after that little ground out, and a base hit up the middle. Cannon arm activates for Jose Tremendo, and it's first and second with 2 outs for Bloop Michaels. Did want to take a quick note and address Atlanta Lantana on the mound, the only non-freebooter pitcher in the bullpen for the Apollos. Atlanta from the Wild Pigs, 3rd round pick, and one of the best pitchers in the entire league. She's an A+. Pop up. This one's going to get behind third base. Getting back there is Rip Dingers. He'll call it and catch that to end the inning. So 1 run comes across on a triple followed by a single, but Atlanta Lantana able to shut down the rest of the offense, and the rally comes to a halt. Down by 2, heading into the bottom of the 4th. Charlie Best still on the mound, and Bobby Bash, who already has a single, make that 2 singles today, will reach first base safely. He's 2 for 2. I believe that was his first start, and I don't remember, but if it is, quick note, Bobby Bash drafted in the 20th round from the Hot Corners. Fiona Clark will get pulled for Perry Quaker, who is tense, but also has tier 3 clutch and a high-pressure situation. Swings through strike 1. Takes ball outside. Charlie still locked in, and a liner right to Grunt Manley. Not able to get the tag at first base in time. Sometimes I'm so confused by those plays. I don't know how that runner got back, but it is not going to be a double play. Instead, runner retreats perfectly and will remain on first with 1 out for Jose Tremendo. Jose takes a ball outside, so 1-1 count. Whiffs through the curveball. Nice, nasty pitch on that elite curveball at tier 2. Ball low. 2-2 count, 1 out. And a grounder straight to Bloop Michaels, over to Snag Roper, and that not cannon arm, but a very strong arm will toss it to first to end the inning on a double play. 4-6-3 to end the inning, and nothing comes across for the Apollos. Running out of time, but this is still a very close ball game. It's accessible for either of these teams to win. Perry Craker is now rattled after that double play, and so Teresa Ketchum will come in behind the dish for the Apollos. Snag Roper is locked in. having a very good day, and it'll continue as he sends it to left field. This one's going to get into the corner, but Cash Basket will get it in, holding him to a single. Hieronymus Jackson, I believe, struck out in his last at-bat. He's still locked in, however. A single or an RBI single in the first at-bat. And Alana Lantana has to be careful here, as this is one of the hottest bats in the tournament right now. And oh my God, Hieronymus Jackson over the foul pole, down the left field line. What a moonshot. I stole that from the Apollos, and holy moly, that soul was ripped and taken to the shadow realm. 441. I don't know if I've seen a ball go higher than that one was right there. Holy shit, Hieronymus Jackson with a 2-run homer, and this is a 6-2 ball game, and you got to feel really frustrated about Alana Lantana right now. Giving up a home run like that is not something she's typically prone to doing. And the struggles continue for Lantana. She's now tense. She gives up another base hit up the middle, and still unable to get an out so far. Grunt Manley comes up 1 for 2 with a triple. He's the one that hit the triple earlier. That makes more sense. He scored after the triple, 167. Finding his bat here today. I think he's 2 for 2. Alana will have K Collector activate. Still tense, trying to overcome that, approaching the 20 pitch mark, so her day is close to being done. And grounded foul, 1-2 count. Pop foul, so Grunt Manley really battling here to stay alive. Takes the ball low. Lantana could really use a double play right now. Instead, she'll take the strikeout. Throws Manley, and he'll walk back to the dugout. That's out number 1, and now a ground out double play here would be huge. Grace Lupinovich will come in, freebooter reliever. The aging veteran was drafted second for the Apollos. Gets a grounder right back up the middle. Misplays it, but nice scoop from Annabella Stokes and tosses over to first. A double play, and you love to see it for the Apollos. That's going to go 1-4-3 for the double play to end the inning. And just what the doctor ordered, Grace Lupinovich comes in, takes care of business, and Alana Lantana gives her a high five in the dugout, just saying, thanks for bailing me out. But 2-run homer for Hieronymus Jackson extends this lead to 6-2, and going to need a miracle here in the bottom of the 5th for the Apollos. Annabella Stokes 1-2 count, and she'll strike out swinging. So she had the big home run earlier in this game, cannot come through for her team here. And Cash Basket will walk back up. We'll still have power and contact versus lefties, as Charlie Best is also a left-handed pitcher. And a grounder up the middle past Snag Roper, who didn't look like he was putting too much effort into trying to get to that one. So let's see if it comes back to bite them in the ass, as Oakley Stiffs will come up 1 for 2. He had a single earlier today, batting 400. Tier 2 bad ball hitter, max pressure situation. You see that help out Charlie Best right now, who is exhausted. 25th pitch right there is a ball. 1-1 count. And pulled foul, so this might be his last batter if he can get out of this one. Charlie Best gets the strikeout on Oakley Stiffs, shakes his head, and now here comes Rip Dingers. 0 for 2 today, batting 455. Power versus lefty as activated, and Charlie Best gets pulled for Joseph Broseph. Give me one moment. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. Another lefty comes out in Joseph Broseph against Rip Dingers, so power versus lefties remains activated. Pushed foul there off the end of the bat. 0-2 count with 2 outs. Rip Dingers stays alive, pulling another one foul. And there's a fastball blown past him at 95 miles an hour. Rip Dingers throws the bat, and the inning ends with another 0 for the Apollos. So heading into the last of the of this game, and it's do or die for the Apollos. They lose, they go home. They win, they live to see another game. So Grace Lupinovich needs to keep the offense of the Soultakers quiet here, starting with Frank Battery. Gets ahead 0-2, and there's strike 3. So nice, efficient pitching for Grace. She's really great in this format because the age does not matter at all. And with tier two specialist, you can see against a righty here, Yoink Sax has nothing to show for offensively. Yet he still sends it into center field. Diving play from Jose Tremendo stakes away an extra base hit for Yoink Sax. And says, you know what? I can pull a little Yoink Sax action. That was insane play from Jose Tremendo, and you can tell for some of these players it really does mean everything to them. And now Henry Hamster will come up, also affected by that tier 2 specialist trait. 2-1 count. Swings through strike 2. Grace trying to put out the rest of this Soultaker offense. Full count with 2 outs. Popped foul, staying alive is Henry Hamster. And a liner. That one's going to get down in front of Bobby Bash, but a nice pick there as he'll step on the bag to end the inning. So Grace does her job. The defense does their job. Now it comes down to 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th for all the marbles. High pressure as Guns Jackman walks up. At an RBI ground out, he missed a huge opportunity to capitalize earlier in this game. We'll see if he can make up for it. We'll fall behind 0-2. And just makes contact there, pulls it foul. Takes the ball inside, doesn't flinch as it almost hits him. And he'll get it off the end of the back. He had to protect the plate, and it's going to be a pop out to second base. Calling it is Bloop Michaels for out number 1. I know one boy is flailing right now. Stockton Brickhouse is rattled, stays out there, will not have Ace Exterminator, hitless still. 1 out. Pops foul, falls behind 0-2. Joseph Broseph with the put-out pitch, swings through strike 3, 98 miles an hour, and he's talking to him too. Says, "Come on, come at me, one boy." As that's out number 2, and Bobby Bash, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles today, has shown up for his team in his limited appearance. Takes strike 1, and Bobby Bash with a bash. That's another moonshot, as this one's going to get way out of here. No doubt shot to the left center field. Bobby Bash keeps this game alive a little bit longer, going 479, his first home run. He's 3 for 3 today. He's locked in. Who knows if it'll matter much longer, as they will rely on 111 hitting Teresa Ketchum with Tier 2 Mind Gamer. We're at a max pressure situation. She swings through strike 1, 6-3 ball game with 2 outs. Apollo's down to their last out. Teresa Ketchum staying alive here. She falls behind 1-2, and she'll get one over the head. And nope, it's going to hang up, and Hieronymus Jackson catches that to end the game. And the hopes of the Houston Apollos, the Georgia Soultakers, come into the corral and suck up the souls of every Houston Apollo fan. One boy, I feel so bad, man. What a tough loss and what a tough series, but it was a fun battle. The Georgia Soultakers will clinch the quarterfinals here against the Apollos in a 6-3 victory. 6 runs on 11 hits for the Soultakers, 3 runs on 9 hits for the Apollos. Looking at the offense, and yeah, the Apollos, you could probably point to a few different players that really let you down. The biggest one being Stockton Brickhouse. But man, if you go back to, the 3rd or 4th inning, having Guns Jackman in a bases loaded situation with, I believe, no outs, and it was 1 out, and him grounding into a fielder's choice, that was such a tough situation. It might have been no outs, and I think he actually grounded into a double play, but he got the RBI. You need more from your RBI hero in that situation, and that could have been the difference in the ball game. Cash Basquette was 2 for 3 from the top of the order with a run scored. Oakley Stiffs did go 1 for 3, but he really faded down the stretch. Rip Dingers 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He was not ripping dingers today. Guns Jackman 1 for 3. He didn't even get that RBI, apparently. I don't know why he didn't get credit for that, but okay. And then you see Brickhouse 0 for the tournament. Oh, my God. Then you have Bobby Bash 3 for 3 with that solo home run. Big day for him in his first appearance. Fiona Clark went 1 for 1 with a single, and Perry Quaker struggled. Same with Teresa Ketchum in replacement of her. Jose Tremendo had a quiet day, but a pretty good tournament, all things considered. 0 for 2. And then Annabella Stokes with a solo shot from the bottom of the order. So tough outcome for the Apollos. The Soultakers had a 1 for 4 day from Henry Hamster. I don't know if he belongs at the top of the lineup. Blue Michaels 2 for 3 with a home run and 2 runs scored. Snag Roper 3 for 3. He had 2 runs scored and an RBI. Hieronymus Jackson continues to stay hot, 2 for 3 with a 2 run homer and an RBI. Then we saw 1 for 3, 1 for 3 for Grunt Manley, 1 for 3 for Juan Rojas, and 0 for 3 from both Frank Battery and Yoink Sachs. So quiet at the bottom of the lineup, but big production at the top. And pitching wise, Nick Dieguez, I don't even know what you say about that. That was like one of the most effectively ineffective pitching performances I've ever seen. So again, in 3 1/3, which is a total of 10 outs, 7 were via strikeout. But he also allowed 7 hits, 1 home run, and 4 earned runs. He gets the loss. Elena Lantana comes in, her first appearance, and she goes 1 inning, gives up 4 hits, 1 home run, 2 earned runs, and a strikeout. And then Grace Lupinovich was amazing. 1 2/3 and 1 strikeout. I don't know why she didn't get more appearances in this tournament, but on the other side, Joffrey Rockman didn't last for very long, but was decent. 2 innings, 6 hits, 1 home run, 2 earned runs, and 1 strikeout. Charlie Best was the best here today, pitching-wise. 2 2/3, 2 hits, and 2 strikeouts. And then Joseph Broseph gave up the Bobby Bash home run, but that was pretty much it in 1 1/3 inning, getting 2 strikeouts. So the Soultakers snap up the souls of the Apollos, looking to see who their next victim will be in this next round of the tournament. Hieronymus Jackson, number 1, Bobby Bash, number 2. Should flip-flop those, honestly. Maybe not, the 3 RBIs. And then Snag Roper, number 3. So we have our first casualty in this tournament. The Super Mega World Series has seen their first team drop off as the Soultakers clinch against the Apollos. What a tough way to go down. A really fun matchup between those two teams, and I know they are friendly rivals, but it was intense, I'm sure, for them for every single one of these games. So next time out, we will watch the Blue Rocks head back to the Blazers' home park. They won in pretty amazing fashion in the last game, looking to try and do the same to fend off being eliminated and getting the one-boy treatment, as we'll see if Delaware can last for Game 5. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you feel. How you feeling out there, one boy? How about you, Prack? Let me know in the comments below. Tough loss, but very fun tournament so far. Very fun games all the way through. Hope you're enjoying. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everyone.